When it comes to landmarks, bridges are a special category. They are a practical and sometimes spectacular symbol of unity, the joining of two sides previously separated. San Francisco's Golden Gate Bridge is one of the world's most famous. It connects the northern tip of the San Francisco Peninsula to Marin County as part of US Highway 101. Built in the 1930s, the Golden Gate Bridge's 1,400-metre-long main suspension span was a world record that stood for 27 years. The 5-lane bridge crosses Golden Gate Strait, which is about 130 metres deep. The bridge's 2 towers rise 245 metres, making them 60 metres taller than the Washington Monument. Its setting and design is dramatic. Bridging San Francisco Bay, the horizontal tower with its wide vertical ribbing accents the sun's light. The towers that support the suspension cables are smaller at the top than at the base, emphasising the tower's 65-metre height. The Golden Gate Bridge opened ahead of schedule and under budget at noon on May 28, 1937. The traffic began to roll when President Franklin D. Roosevelt pressed a telegraph key in the White House announcing the event. Now in its 70s, the bridge still has a number of unexplained mysteries surrounding it. The bridge has been described as a massive work of art, but nobody knows who drew up the final design. It was built during the worst years of the United States' Great Economic Depression in the early 1930s. Never before had so long a bridge been attempted with such high towers. Builders had rarely been confronted with such dangerous tides. Most of those who worked on it made only $5 US a day. One of these workers, Mr. Rich Zellner, said many people at the time claimed the bridge could not be built.
I think the big thing was everybody said we couldn't do it, and most of us guys took it personally. We felt a real accomplishment that we did it. We felt we did it.
It took 4 years to complete, and it set many records. The cables were the longest ever spun, using 128,000 kilometres of wire. A vast safety net saved the lives of 19 men, but just before the bridge was finished, a scaffold collapsed and the net tore loose. 11 men fell into the water and only 1 survived. The Golden Gate Bridge cost $35 million to build. Longer bridges now exist, but officials say it remains the most photographed object in the United States. It also attracts desperate people. More than 1,200 have jumped to their deaths from the bridge. However, it remains an inspiration to many, especially to writers and musicians who have frequently used the bridge as a subject during its 70-year life. San Francisco has grown to be one of the world's great cities, and on an average day, the bridge pours more than 100,000 vehicles onto its streets. The bridge doesn't just carry motorised traffic. The Eastern Walkway is for pedestrians and bicycles during weekdays, but only during daylight hours. The Western Walkway is open to bicycles on weekday afternoons, weekends and holidays. The slow traffic is rewarded with the best views. The bridge view is beautiful at most times of the day, especially between October and late November, where the bridge is spectacular at every angle. Its distinctive reddish colour makes it a favourite place for photographers and tourists alike.